Hello everyone, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. I'm going to spend 5 minutes talking to you about the importance of arts, crafts, and activities. One thing I really want to encourage you with is that as a volunteer, when you're doing arts and crafts and activities, it's not a waste of time. It's not a time just to fill time. It's really a time to engage the faith of our children through learning, through the arts, through crafts and activities. So there's about 3 important reasons why we want to do arts and crafts and activities. I'm going to give you those reasons just to encourage you and motivate you and give you some inspiration that what you are doing is really valuable. It's not wasted time. So the first one is that by using the arts and activities, we really engage children in their cognitive development. We want to be present to them where they're at. We want to meet kids where they are. And children, especially age 2 to 7, cannot think logically yet. They only work in this imaginary world where they're using symbols to substitute for things that they see in their world to make sense of it. And that means that their right side of their brain is developed enough to hear the gospel message through arts and crafts and activities. So if we never did any arts, crafts, and activities, our kids in that age group would not really hear the gospel. They wouldn't really understand the teaching if there was not object lessons being involved. And so I just want to encourage you that those things are very valuable, especially for this age group. The other age group, from age 7 to 11, children begin, they're able to think logically, but it's in black and white terms. They need concreteness, so they can't think abstractly yet. In order to think abstract thoughts, they need to see it. And so by having art, by having crafts, by having activities, they can engage in thinking through seeing that involved in their learning, seeing the concepts played out in the crafts, seeing it played out in the activities as they're exploring. And that leads to the second reason that arts, crafts, and activities are important. And that's that children learn in 3 main ways, either visually, through auditory, or through kinesthetic learning. And in a large group environment, it gives our children that are auditory learners a great chance to hear and receive teaching about God's Word. But if we want to engage our visual and our kinesthetic, which basically just means they learn through touch, they learn through exploring with their hands, we need arts and crafts. We can't do it without that. And allows our children to experience the message as they are exploring through their hands, as they're able to see it in the art. And so those activities, the arts and crafts, are very important to engage all learning styles. And lastly, I just want to encourage you that Jesus is the perfect teacher, and his teaching engaged both the right and the left side of the brain. When you see him use parables and you see him engage the world that he lived in, he used objects around him to teach those about what it means to be the vine and the branches, right? He was showing that if you abide in him, you can bear much fruit when you follow his commands and really love people. And so that makes a lot more sense when he used the analogy of the vine and the branch and engaged in storytelling, engaged in symbols and art around him. He used the art around him, God's creation, to teach. And so we follow him and we teach in that way. So just to encourage you, when we use the arts and crafts and activities, we allow our children to see Jesus more. So I hope that helps motivate you as volunteers, as you are doing those arts and crafts and activities. You're really making a difference. Thank you.